Hello, hello, Dan, my man. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. We're just sound checking here on a Friday afternoon.
Sound checkity check, check, check. Hey, do me a favor. Can you turn your mic up a little bit?
Check, check, check. Hello, hello. How's that? Check, check. Hello, check.
That's
Hey,
better.
hey, hey, hey.
Are we both even? Let us know, Cassie, what you think about the sound levels. Hi, Dan. Hi, Dan.
Hello, hello.
Dan, give me a little monologue introducing yourself here while we get the sound check. I'm gonna go live with
Sure.
video. Hey, everybody. We're just checking sound still.
Hey, we're
Hi,
just
we're
checking
live.
sound. Beautiful day. Thank you for joining us here. Um, if you haven't, check out us at patreon.com/bandscamps.
Turn up. Okay, I got to bring you up a little bit, Dan. I'm just going to bring you up here.
Cool.
Check, check, check. We are here.
Hello.
It's a beautiful, beautiful Friday early afternoon.
It is April 23rd. We are now 1 week out from my birthday.
Really? I knew you
Yeah.
were a spring boy.
Yeah, I'm a spring boy. Taurus season.
How's it sounding, Cassie? I need some feedback from your end. It's really delayed? Like by how long? Okay, cool. We're still working on getting the sound. I'm here hanging out in my little room here. Dan's up in his bedroom. What are you going to do for your birthday, man? We're good?
I ordered.
Cassie says we're good.
Sweet. I ordered a cake from Milk Bar, which is
Ooh.
like David Chang's thing. So I ordered one of those birthday cakes from them.
You know, I didn't know that it was David Chang Enterprise.
Yeah.
Did the cake yell at you when you opened it? Oh, you haven't gotten it yet. I hope it does.
I haven't got it. Yeah, you can schedule it to be delivered on. I have it scheduled to be delivered on my birthday.
That's good. I love fancy baked goods. I was thinking about because everyone during the pandemic kind of had their own little side hustle thing going on, And I was like, you know what? I bet I could make big fancy cakes. I like those cakes that are also pies that have like stuff in them,
Yeah.
So
Cakes are wild.
Did you get
these
the
days.
cake that was like the white, the
Yeah.
cake? The cake?
It's like the cake. Yeah, the
Good God.
cake with the, you can see like the layers, and it's just like the kind of confetti style cake.
Are you gonna
whatever.
have a birthday party?
No, it's just gonna be like Lacey and I, and then like Fiona and Garrett, just like really chill.
Hell yeah.
Because we're all vaxxed, so
That's awesome. Yeah.
just sweet.
Yeah, we got to get together too. Today's your safe date, right?
Tomorrow. Tomorrow's the official.
Oh yeah, it's not Saturday. It's Friday.
Yeah.
My days are messed up.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have to get together. Maybe we can even almost next week, or maybe take a week off and then next one
dude.
get together. I don't know. That's very exciting. Cheers, man.
Mhm.
Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
We're here, episode 9, live
Yeah.
recap. That's 9 weeks of this.
9 weeks.
I have them all recorded too.
Yeah, that's right. We just learned that Julio's broadcaster has been recording basically everything.
Everything. Yeah.
Basically everything.
It's really incredible. So we can upload all that maybe to the private Patreon RSS feed, which if you want to support us more, we do have a Patreon now. It's a really easy way to support us for as little money as you want. And we have all these tiers, all these rewards. We're making all this content, and we're going to bring it to you. And it's just all of your money just goes basically to support what we're doing here. And,
Exactly.
It's been super fun. We want to keep doing it. We're probably going to keep doing it, but we don't want to go broke doing it at the same time, I guess.
Exactly. And
That seems reasonable.
Yeah. And we're still looking for feedback on what days work best for folks to do these live streams. What's the easiest time to tune in for y'all?
Yeah.
We're
over here.
thinking
Yeah.
these Friday afternoons seem to be the
I kind of
best.
like it, man. We had about
Me too.
nine viewers there for a second, and they probably don't like
Yeah.
what we're talking about because it's not that exciting. But listeners, if you're joining us right now, viewers, we are doing live recaps of our podcast that we do every week called Bandscamps. It's at bandscamps.com. It's on Apple Podcasts, it's on Spotify, and we review West Michigan music. That is artist submitted. It's all been artist submitted.
All are submitted. We have not hunted anyone down yet. We will. I mean, if it comes to it, we will.
I even like kind of doing the hunt down for the Patreon rewards.
Yeah, that could be fun. Yeah, if you're a Patreon, and you want to hear us a hot take on an album, let us know. We can even do just one-offs, just like a 5-minute rant about an album.
Oh yeah,
We just like talking.
we love it, and we have a lot of engagement going on at our on our Discord. We have a private Discord, and if you want to invite link to that, you can sign up to the Patreon, or you can beg me, and I will send you a link. But we have a whole conversation going on about all these albums and the whole scene, pretty much in general. It's pretty active.
Yeah, I'm still pretty new to it, but I really dig it. It's very silly times at times.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Let's see here. Oh, we already have a question from the chat.
That's great. I'm not monitoring chat out of respect to my own internet, but maybe I can today. I don't know. Let's
see.
How about I push my luck? I miss being on the chat. What's going on, chat?
Andrew is asking, is it album size only for the reviews? And the answer is no. We can do songs too, just individual songs. If you got a single coming out, submit it to bandscamps@gmail.com.
Yeah, we actually have a singles episode coming up.
That's right. Hot singles night.
Hot singles night. I'm going to put it out here right now for viewers. If you want to be included in our singles episode, if you message us by today's Friday, at the end of today, and submit your single that came out in 2020, 2021, we will include it on the episode that we are taping next week.
Which will be episode 13.
13.
Yeah.
Man, I'm almost in a week off mode maybe next week just to get us closer, I don't know.
Right? We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how we're feeling.
When's your birthday? Next week?
Next week, yeah.
What day?
Next Friday.
Okay.
The 30th.
Man, I don't know. We could take a week off. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll talk about it. But man, because we keep living this timeline, the 9 episode, 12 episode. Then we're going to tape episode 13. Then we're going to talk about this one and promote episode 10 this week.
I know.
It's
and
a bit.
the past 2 episodes we've taped, you've asked me a question about like what the listeners can expect, and I've gotten it wrong both times because I keep on getting confused.
We're getting there, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, you're like, oh no, like what are they gonna hear? And then like I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit, and then like you'll be like, oh, what are we doing next? And I'm like, so
So let's bring it back to this real timeline. At
Let's
the
do
end
it.
of the episode, we talked about it was at the end of the Earth Radio segment. You had a kind of say a sentence here that I want to kind of relay back to the viewers. You said that you're all about listenability as the more you mature as a both an artist and a fan, I guess, that you were all about listenability.
That's right.
Will you explain to like the audience what you mean?
Yeah. So, being a musician who's trying to get people to hear my music, there's a certain balance of trying to like express my creativity and break boundaries, and also create a product that people are going to be interested in and enjoy. And I think when you're younger, you are really just exploring your instrument, you're exploring music, and you find the rules and then you break them to see what you can come up with. And sometimes you come out with something that's not really accessible to most people. And I think now that I'm trying to get my music out to more audiences, I have to make myself more marketable, and that includes the sound of my music, and that's listenability.
So there's a few factors at play here. You have the marketability of the item, which you were tying to also accessibility. Like you want that item, art exists in a marketplace. You want that item to be accessible to the people who are trying to buy that item, and you think the key to that is listenability.
I think so. I think that really helps.
It seems pretty straightforward, but like it is kind of I noticed that, and one of our fans noticed it too. That was like, oh, it was like this big kind of cliffhanger, So I'm happy to hear that. It sounds really straightforward to me, but I think some people are going to take issue with simple terms like that,
Yeah.
like listenability.
Like I think once you're established, and you have like kind of your niche audience, it makes more sense to kind of cater to that. But
Totally.
I think there is value in just making music that is just like repeatable and listenable.
The repeated listen is an important thing in music, especially in the record, right? Or the release, the big
if you
release.
can make a record that people want to start over the minute it ends, you have created gold. Like that's such a great thing to achieve. It's hard.
Records in general, an album or a collection of songs are hard to do. There's so many bands that exist without, they didn't never put out a record, or they're like, or they just have some recordings here and there, and they exist as this bigger idea than this thing they haven't even put out, But
Right.
like once you put that album out as a statement, you're really collecting your whole thoughts in a moment in time as a collection of artists, right?
Exactly. And we just yesterday we were talking about listenability and how that relates to like films too.
Yeah.
And we mentioned Requiem for Your Dream is a great example.
Oh, yeah.
because it's a great film, but it doesn't have any like rewatchability. Like I never
No.
want to see that movie again.
But we remember it vividly.
Yeah.
So
So just because your music is good or doesn't mean it's listenable.
no.
I would say like an example would be maybe I guess some people would argue like Can is like kind of like a difficult listen at times, or like Swans. I think those are all like pretty renowned band. Even like some like jazz and free jazz, like and like late Coltrane stuff is like really experimental.
Some of that
And
stuff manages to hit on these pop elements, though, and maybe that's the listenability you're talking
yeah,
about, because you can't just be noise on noise on noise and expect everyone to like it. We like it, and our old label that we were on for the first 3 tapes, 1980, they're primarily a noise and jazz label,
yeah, I know, right?
And so it's like I appreciate that because from an artistic standpoint, but it's hard to expect people to buy your product or whatever,
Exactly.
if you're just selling the music. That's not to speak to like
Yeah.
merch and everything is all good. you know?
Right. So I'm all like I'm just a fan of like pop music too. So I'm drawn to like I guess that listenability. But
Yeah, I agree. So we've been doing this like 9 weeks now live. We're doing it 12 weeks, like you and I guess
Right.
14 weeks total.
yeah.
What do we got? What have we gotten right? What are we getting wrong?
So
Overall, even let's include these live streams too.
okay, overall, I think, man, what have we gotten wrong?
It's kind of a loaded question, right?
Yeah, I
It
think
was on my mind today.
yeah, I think sometimes we get sometimes we lose focus of like talking about the albums on the live streams. I think we go off on tangents, which is entertaining and fun, but the point of like Bandscamps is to talk about music. And like the whole live stream started as a way to kind of clear the air about what our intentions are.
Well, it was
And-
clear the air, and also just to get more engagement and more opportunities
Yeah.
for us to explore this new emerging art form. Really,
Yeah.
yeah. So
So
I think we've gotten that right. We're having like a little bit of identity issue. I think trying to like find a day and how to do it and how to get the bands involved, and
Yeah.
like we're reaching out and scheduling and getting people involved, but it's becoming more than like I want to do like like booking wise, but like.
Yeah.
If you're watching bands, if you are in Easers or in Earth Radio and want to join us on this chat today, I'm gonna put it out there. Send us me or Dan a private message or put it in the chat, and we'll get in touch with you, and we'll get you on the camera right now. You just need a webcam and a mic. But
and
trying to set that up weekly is not really what we were trying to do. We're not
Yeah.
really a band interview show,
no. And we're even open to having, musicians who have been reviewed in the past who want to just come on and talk with us too.
This is it's pretty free form, and so I think in that sense, a lot of what I do, and this, like the process is the product as in what I do.
Totally.
And a lot of people kind of object to that because it can be annoying, and you never really know with what I'm doing if this is like the real thing or just something I'm fucking around with. But that is what this is too, right?
Yeah. I think that's interesting, and I think it shows like a sense of vulnerability because there is mistakes happen and
Man,
whatever.
I miss engaging with my art in front of people. I miss making those
Yeah.
mistakes. I miss the successes. And like maybe we can just make up for that here.
Yeah. We're trying at least.
What are we getting? So yeah, I think as we get together too, we're gonna be like, oh, we can just get a hold of this person and do it. Record producers, I'd love to have Ten Clay on for a show.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Rick
Maybe that
Johnson
could
would
be a
be
patron.
fun.
Rick Johnson. I'd love to get Tommy on.
Tommy would great.
I'd love to get some of these new startup dudes. There's a couple
Yeah.
new studios.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can have an episode that's just the producers chatting.
I would love that. Who are some other? Leave it in the chat if you know any other producers that you want us to talk with, or you think that we should know about.
Yeah. So these are kind of things in the future, but I just want to kind of touch on like what we're doing and why we're doing it. Viewers, if you're just watching right now, this is episode 9 live recap for Bandscamps, which is down there. Where is it? Over here. Boop. Bandscamps. It's our weekly
somewhere.
podcast. It's our
We
weekly
have a
podcast.
weekly podcast.
We did review number 21 this week, right? No.
That's right.
Yeah. Yesterday was review number 25.
I think 25.
25. Review number 25.
Yeah.
So can you imagine how many we're going to do by the end of this year? It's going to be in the hundreds.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We want you to get involved.
52 podcasts.
We want you, if you're an artist in West Michigan, to submit your record to bandscampsemail.com, and we want to review you. We don't want to come find you. We want you to come find us. It's way more fun this way. I guarantee it.
Yeah. Also, Andrew in the chat says Josh Kaufman is an incredible mastering producer and studio owner.
Yeah, would you go ahead and drop the name of that studio in the chat for me? We'll get in touch with them. Maybe we can do a whole thing. That's almost a cool Patreon reward once we get together. Get a nice DSLR camera and start interviewing these people in their studio.
Exactly. I can't wait till we can take the podcast out into the public.
Oh man,
That's gonna be fun.
we gotta get a Zoom recorder.
You gotta get a Zoom recorder.
Zoom
and
recorder.
Yeah, if you're, I want to go like all gas no brakes vibe on it and just go crazy.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
you doing that because I think I can't handle people like that. Like someone will rub me the wrong way and I'll try to fight them. You know. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It's got to be you. I'll be on the camera with like a gag in my mouth, like a ball
Right.
gag, so I can't say anything. Local
Yeah.
Legend Recording is Josh's studio on Alpine.
Okay. I wonder if he's Jupiter Jones.
Ooh. I think we have a Jupiter Jones candidate.
Yeah.
Let's put that in the list.
I'm not gonna let that go.
I hope it's Rick Johnson.
We should. It'd be so. I don't think it is because that's just not Rick Johnson's style. But like that'd be so funny if it
Yeah,
was.
it'd be great. Should we want to jump into these records?
Let's talk about the records.
Viewers, we're going to jump into what we put out this week on Tuesday. If you want to listen to it, it's on Bandscamps.com. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple. This is going to stay up after the show. So if you want to actually go check out those records and then come back, I totally understand. But just hang out with us anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first record is Easer's.
Easer self-titled 2020.
I'm going to actually pull it up. I've been doing it kind of this way. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Don't look at my tabs.
Oof.
Easer's.
Easers. So with Easers, this was kind of an interesting one because this was kind of like the first record where I feel like it really hit the expected kind of genre that people may associate you and I with.
You think so? You did?
Yeah, just being in the nature of having a punk band and then like reviewing another punk band. I think people were probably gonna expect it to be like really high praise, maybe just because of the genre. But
Oh, okay.
that really doesn't. That's not really part of the show. That's not what we're about, really.
Where did we land on this record?
I think we liked it, but there's also there's some there's always something that can be improved upon. There was the classic trope of the effect at the end of the last song.
Yeah, that's got to go on the bingo card.
Okay.
Huh?
Oh, so actually, engineer has Nate Jonovan, who we reviewed. He messaged me about that effect, and he said that
He did?
he
Why-
said that
why
that
did
was
he-
not his choice. He said they added it after.
Wait, why did he message you personally?
Yeah, because he just said like like love thank you for saying nice things about the record. Because
Oh,
he
man.
recorded it.
I know. I want to hear
And-
that info too. I want to hear that happened.
I just remembered that he messaged me. He just like messaged me like he has my phone number, so he just texted me, and he was like they added that effect. He's like if I was in charge of it, I would have also deleted it.
That's funny. That's definitely
Yeah.
going on the bingo card, I think.
Yeah.
And I got some delay here. I need to do this better. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
I
You're
chose.
good.
So let me, for the techies out there, I chose instead of like just downloading this photo and putting it up, is I'm like broadcasting it from a browser window, and that's not really working. So hold on. Hold
That's
on a
just
second.
the hardest way to do it.
It's the dumbest way to do it. And now my computer's probably gonna crash trying to save
Yeah.
the JPEG of this. So let me get this going.
Right.
I think that I don't. Why does that bother you? The effects. I think that's really funny.
I think it's just I think it's funny, but like as like a musician, I really enjoy it, but as like someone who's like trying to like understand it as like a whole
Uh-huh.
and like a cohesive record, it seems
Distracting.
like yeah, it just seems like I like it for the aspect of like the band's having fun,
Uh-huh.
but at the same time, it just like contextually, it kind of is just like what.
Yeah, I love that. Like we are like kind of perfectionists about how we review stuff to the
Yeah.
extent where you're like, "Ooh, you put a delay on there for 1 second that Dan doesn't like," and I think your
Yeah.
opinion of the album went down because of it.
It's just like a funny talking point,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I cannot wait for our next record to come out because I want people to be like, "Why did you add that? Why did you guys add that weird effect at the end?" When Dan hates
well,
that
we
so
do
much.
that. I was thinking about it because we even on this our song "Feeling It." Like
Yeah.
there's like literally like 7 minutes of pointless music at the end of it that
Yeah.
is just a copy pasted like loop.
Mhm.
But it's like krautrock, you know? So,
Yeah,
like, that's
it's
what
like krautrock. It's meditative.
we're
in a
going for
sense.
that.
You wanted it longer. I
You
I
did.
fought
You told me.
against
You
it.
told me to make it shorter.
Yeah, I was like, make it shorter,
told
and
me
you're
to make
like,
it shorter.
it was originally like I feel like 15 minutes long.
Yeah, I wanted to be like 25 minutes. I was like, let's make it 25 minutes long.
I was like, absolutely not.
Oh, okay. Andrew says Josh Kaufman is not Jupiter, LMAO. So that makes me think that Andy knows who Jupiter is too. So
Yeah, I think, or he's just lying.
yeah, okay.
I'm calling you out, Andrew. I think you're lying.
Yeah. What if Andrew is Jupiter Jones?
Oh shit.
All right. So album art, I loved this. I think we were right about this. This is called a J card, everybody. If you were confused about the album layout here, what you're looking at, it's a square. But Danny, can you see it on the feed too?
I can.
Through? Cool. This is the album art here. It's called a J card. So along these lines here, it'd be folded and inserted into a cassette, and I love this. I think
that's
seeing
rad.
this.
I liked because Billy would do that with like on his website for
Yep.
our tapes too.
A lot
which
of
it
I
looks
think the
good.
tape. I think it's a really cool thing for tape labels to do, especially because
Me too.
like all the socials kind of force you into a square or rectangle that's not
Mm-hmm.
like a tape cassette.
Also, and like shout out to like Adam Lux who did that all the artwork for
Yeah.
that Easer's cover. Like, they put a lot of work into it. So and like the layout. So I think it's only right to just show the whole thing.
Yeah, I went back and listened to this record this morning, and like I do like it, but man, some of it was kind of making me laugh a little bit. I don't think it was intentional, but
Yeah.
it was more comedic
I
this
think
time.
I think knowing those guys, it makes sense too. They're just like really
Uh-huh.
fun dudes, and like they
Yeah.
just want to make like fun like punk rock.
Yeah, this record really hits you over the head, and I think it has an effect on you that's really, really palpable because of the shock of what you're hearing. That's really fast. This is just good, fast, modern punk kind of metal,
Garagey.
motorheady, garagey,
Yeah.
amazing drumming. Who's the drummer on this? Did we might bring that
I
up?
don't know the name of the drummer, but he's super good. He's so tight,
Okay.
and he also sings too while he does it too, which is really impressive.
We got Scott Dixon in the chat. Scott's a patron. Josh is a good dude. Mastered our album. That's
Nice.
Josh Kaufman. Scott, you're on deck actually. We're doing KJ. Is episode 10, right? Or is it episode
Yes.
11?
Episode 10
Yep.
this Tuesday.
So Scott on deck for Bandscamps. We're gonna do KJ and the Good Time Family Band.
Woo!
And what was the name of the other record?
Some Vivas is
Some Vivas. Yeah, Some Vivas.
Kriya.
And this is an all acapella record.
That one was wild.
Recommend this record. You check this out. Just there is some really interesting stuff on there. Both records.
Yeah.
Both
Both records are actually I really enjoy.
Yeah, me too. We haven't. That's kind of a spoiler.
Spoiler.
It's a spoiler. We enjoyed them.
I think like we talk a lot about the records obviously at length, but I think people like I just want to clear the air that like most of the music that we review we actually do enjoy. Like we just
You're right.
want to talk about it,
You're right.
We love music.
We love music, and we'll talk about it. I like I
Yeah.
like media, man. Like I
Yeah.
even think like, dude, the new Mortal Kombat's out today.
I cannot wait to
Do
see
you have
it.
you have HBO?
Yeah.
Man.
But I'm thinking about maybe seeing if I can find an empty theater and just like do it.
Watch it by yourself. Yeah, we could watch it together too.
Yeah.
We could do a live react to it.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
Yeah. Do you
I
think
feel
it's
like
gonna?
I should rewatch the first one.
We
the
got
first few.
we got a comment about Easers. Scott said he would have liked more clarity on the Easers drum sound.
Interesting. I think I disagree on that, honestly.
Okay,
Just
interesting.
because of like the whole blown out sound, I think it would have been maybe off putting, but I could be wrong though, because I think with drums it's they're so hard to record.
The performance that Nate got out of this drummer is incredible. And like,
Yeah.
it's not all the drummer, it's not all Nate. The forces combined and their rhythm section, these drum takes are amazing.
Yeah.
It comes out like, just fucking
Yeah.
comes out.
He's doing
you know?
like super tight fills to just like super tight snare rolls like
Scott says MK was dope. I'm not sure what that is. Is that a track on here? What did I say? MK was dope. You're going to have to clarify, man.
Yeah.
Trying to danger the gag. Hey, our internet's working great.
Woo!
We are not laggy. We are the future.
We are the future.
Yep.
What
What else about
so-
Easers?
we're trying to like mention the band members too, and we're kind of forgetting that. Easers is.
Oh yeah, we totally forgot to mention the band
So-
members entirely.
Yeah, I can't remember the drummer's name, but I know Andrew is this singer guitarist. Cedric from Hollywood Makeout plays
We
bass.
did mention Cedric.
Hmm.
Oh, MK was dope. Mortal Kombat.
Oh, come on, of course.
We need a producer, man, to remind my dumbass of what we're talking about.
I know we're so scatterbrained sometimes.
Yeah,
we're just like, what does MK mean? And it was literally the thing that we were just talking about.
Yeah, all we needed was 30 seconds of delay to like. We don't even know what's going on.
Oh my gosh,
We're getting it, man. We're doing it 9 weeks.
we're
Whatever.
trying.
Who gives a
We're
fuck?
trying.
Yeah. So we don't know the drummer's name. We need to get a drummer on here. Maybe I can just look it up. Let me see if I got it pulled up still. I think. Oh no, I closed it out. What is this? Why is Apple trying to?
I feel like
update-
I want to say his name is Ben.
Okay.
That's
Chat.
I think his last name. I think his first name is Ben.
Chat. We're both
That's
at
all I got.
computers, but we can't be bothered to look up the drummer of this
No.
band.
Can't be
Is there
bothered.
credits? Is there credits on the album?
No.
Okay, so that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
This is another Cedric project.
Yeah. For folks who might not know this, but Cedric is actually a big punk head. Loves punk rock.
Totally.
Used to be in the band. What are they called?
Ghost Heart?
No, the one
wasn't that
before
band, though.
that. Yeah, he wasn't Ghost Heart.
What was the name of that band?
Oh, why is it blanking on me
I don't
now?
know. We'll cut this out of the
Yeah.
live feed. Don't worry. We'll go back and edit it.
Yeah, well, the live
I played with
feed.
them. I played with them a long time ago. This was years ago.
Yeah.
We played at Rockies in like 2009 or something.
Okay, I thought it was maybe you played with him at Record Store Day too.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Postures.
Postures. Thank you. Jeremy knows.
Ensley. I almost said plurals, but it's not
Yeah.
the plurals because that's
Not the
Tommy. That's
plurals.
Tommy and them out in Lansing.
Shout out to the Plurals though. Tommy
Tommy,
is like such
Nick,
a nice dude. The Plurals
Patty,
are great. They've been super
Lansing.
nice to us.
They have been buds of mine since Wildfire days. So everything they do out of Lansing, shit, man, I'm like just blanking about everything. I'm gonna look it up real quick, and I want to give a plug to the Lansing scene and these guys out there.
Yeah, that Avenue Cafe that we played was sweet.
A venue.
Yeah.
Did you get that pun?
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
It's called the Avenue,
yeah.
and then on the sign outside, the A is painted a different color.
Oh my
So it
gosh.
says a
I
venue.
didn't even catch that.
A venue.
Formerly the Good Postures. Interesting.
GTG Records.
GTG Records. Tommy's like a great guitarist.
Yeah,
Super talented.
we had a super fun time out there. They did like they closed the set with like a super group just like cover set, and it was like the funnest thing ever. I want to get
that
like
was sweet.
one of my goals. I think when I get back is I want a residency at a bar, like a weekly residency where we just do covers, and it's like just ridiculous. Like it's just
That'd be
the,
fun.
the stupidest
Yeah.
like session of like pop covers and stuff.
I liked the acoustic shows that we did too. Those were fun. Or
They
like the
were.
quiet shows.
Yeah, Cedric. So back to Cedric. Cedric's been playing in these kind of in bands in town for a long ass time.
Yeah.
And I think every band that he's been in has been liked.
Yeah.
Has he been in any unliked bands? So he was in Postures. He was in Ghost Heart,
Ghost Heart.
Lambo.
Lambo.
Hollywood Makeout,
Yeah. Yeah.
Easers.
Yeah.
Everyone. How many more Cedric bands can we name? That's 5.
That's pretty good.
He's got a high success rate. That's
He
the
does.
thing.
I think
These are
he
all
was-
beloved bands.
Yeah, my favorite thing that he talks about is, Erin. She's also been in only popular bands.
Yeah.
and I think, and Cedric kind of like says, I think there's other like bands that he was in high school and like college days that we don't know about. But he's like, Aaron's never experienced being in like a bad band before.
Right. That's like really interesting, actually. I've
Yeah.
been in bad bands. My
I've been in
current
bad bands.
our current band is like by some standards bad, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like it's really funny that like wow. I mean, good for them.
Yeah, like
That's
Aaron
good.
she has like Tokyo Morose and like Hollywood
Yep.
Makeout, both like huge hits.
Yeah.
In the Grand Rapids scene.
And Lambo.
And Lambo, yeah.
I love Lambo. Listeners, Lambo is one of my favorite bands to ever come out of Grand Rapids. I think
So
Lambo's
good.
up there, Little Village is up there. And then I was like, man, might I just be a Rob fanboy? I think so.
Yeah.
I might.
And and Natural Body.
And Natural Bodies was one of my favorites too. Yeah, there's been a
Yeah.
bunch, man. A bunch have come out here.
A lot of good
Fucking
stuff.
Lippies.
Lippies are sweets.
So we got some credits on Easer's. Easer self-titled, released September 25th, 2020. Recorded by Nate Jonovan. Mixed by Neil Idbrook. I don't know them.
Me neither. Ed Brook.
Neil Edbrook. Mastered by Rick Johnson. All right.
Ooh, Ben, I was right.
Andrew, guitar vocals. Cedric, bass guitar. Ben, drums vocals. Yeah, no Cedric vocals on here at all. Do you think Cedric wrote any of these? I think we talked about that.
I think he wrote at least one or two.
Mm-hmm. Man, I had a good time listening to this. This was a hard record to listen to in the morning after waking up.
Oh yeah, it's aggressive.
So I was like, kind of about it, and then some of it started making me laugh. But overall, it's a pretty impressive little short thing. Do you know the total length of this? Did you remember?
No, I'm
14
guessing it's,
minutes.
That is amazing.
Were you gonna say like 20 something?
I was gonna say like maybe like 22. 14 minutes.
This is 12 songs in 14 minutes.
Dang. That's like the length of our records, and we only usually
love
have like
it.
6 songs.
Dude,
That's pretty impressive.
We could do a show with this band, and we could have the show be done in like 18 minutes. You know,
That's like kind of the ideal show, really.
Well, yeah. You get there right on time.
Yeah.
You can't get in if you're late, and then it's just 18 minutes, and that's it.
Fiona and I were talking about just bills when the day the shows can come back, and we're saying the new rule is during the week only 2 band bills are allowed, and then 3 weekends.
Yeah.
That's it. Like
Okay.
shows start at 7. You're out by 9. And
I like pictured Fiona like really calmly saying this too, like just laying down the rules. Oh, I love
Yeah.
it. I love it.
we need to set boundaries. People got to work. I don't want to sit around and watch your shitty bands for
Wow. I don't know. I kind of I don't know. Man, what's gonna
But maybe
happen?
at this
It's gonna be
point, maybe
so
I'll just
wild.
I'll just go see every show now because I'll just be so starved of it.
Oh,
I'll just go see every
we should
band.
try. We should try to go see every band with our little Zoom recorder and our
Oh
headphones and
my
stuff.
god, I think it would be just like
Marathon.
sensory overload, and it would be just like exhausting.
We'll just marathon stream it for a week.
Like, yeah.
I don't know what that's gonna be. Viewers, if you're just joining us, this is episode 9 live recap of Bandscamps. We put out new episodes of West Michigan music reviews that are artist submitted every Tuesday. We're on Bandscamps.com. We're on Apple. We're on Spotify. Everywhere you listen to podcasts. We have international listeners. We have listeners in our birth countries. Did you know that?
We have some Korean.
We have
And Paraguayan?
Yes, we have Korean and Paraguayan listeners. How cool is that?
Sick.
I don't know if you all know that,
Nice.
but both Dan and I were not born in the United States. We were both born in different countries, different continents,
That's
entirely different parts of the world. We're here in Grand Rapids doing this.
Even though we're American citizens, all like when Trump was president, that deportation stuff was still like pretty scary.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy. I was like,
Yeah.
even like my dad, I was like, don't travel out of the country. Like, just don't. I don't know what they're gonna do because he's
Yeah.
a citizen too, and he has been for a long ass time. But like, man, that was scary. I wasn't born here, you know.
Exactly.
It's
Whoa.
wild.
We just got 45 stars from Justin Van
Holy
Haven.
cow! Is that
Hey,
the-
Justin.
Is he tied for MS? Is that no? 75 is the record. Thank you,
Yeah.
Justin. Thank you so much,
Wow.
buddy. So that is yeah. If you want to send us a star, you can buy it right off your like Apple account, right off your whatever, and you can send
Yeah.
us stars, and we get 1 penny per star. So thank you for your support. Do me a
Yeah.
favor too. Hit the little alarm clock where it's like ding 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 alarm clock. You will be notified every time we go live, which is about once a week. Sometimes I go live to fuck around, but mostly once a week.
Shout out to Julio's dad, J. Cesar Gomez, for releasing his first recorded music ever on Grand Rhapsody record label.
Yeah, we're putting that out. That's coming out soon. I have actually my cousin shot some video down there in Vieta, so I'm going to be editing the Vieta
Oh,
video
Perfect.
this weekend. Yeah, we got
Yeah.
some South American footage. That's coming out April 30th. It's available through Grand Rhapsody, our new label. And it's 2 songs of Paraguayan folk music. It's going to be sick.
It's very
It's out next
beautiful. If you love like just like passionate acoustic music,
We're doing it
Yeah.
up, man. We're just doing it up and sharing it with you, and we want to
Just
thank you.
media.
Thank you for listening. Do you have
Yeah.
any other? We're talking about this Easer's record right here. Do you have any other final thoughts about this one?
I would say just if you can, there's only a limited amount of their tapes, so if you can
Yeah.
grab a copy of their tape, it's just like a really good like summer jammer to like in your car.
Yeah,
Kinda
buy a tape.
buy
I'm
a tape. It's gonna sound way better on tape too.
Don't mind me, and don't mind Bing.
Yeah,
It makes me use Bing.
that's so weird.
It makes me use it.
That seems like illegal.
I I'm not saying that like it's forced me into some situation.
Hmm.
I just can't figure out how to get it off my default because every time I do it, it changes it back.
Speaking of legal, I just want to say that like um, I'm thrilled to see the verdict against Derek Chauvin, um, but it's not the end of racism. With that, we still have a lot of work to do, but it is a small victory that I'm still very stoked about.
Yeah. I don't know.
Um,
I have mixed feelings. I don't even know if I'm excited about it. I'm just like it's like okay, like this is like expected. This is how like it's supposed to be.
yeah,
Like the dude
exactly,
murdered a fucking person. Like I'm not.
exactly.
I just have a hard time getting excited about like yeah,
Yeah,
when you murder somebody, you go to jail.
right. I
But
think I
I
just
don't mean
have
to
to
cut you
like.
off, but
No, you're
I just
good.
want.
I didn't. I think like it's just like one of those things where it is so you should absolutely be accountable, but like I think like we need as many wins as we can at this point.
I think you're right.
But anyway, back to the music. Easers, it's a great record. Go check it out if you like punk. I think it's a really good accessible punk rock for anyone who maybe isn't really familiar with a lot of punk rock.
Yeah, it is. There is a lot of different types of punk. Punk is like a really
Hmm.
varied genre, and we
I don't
talked
think
about
people
that.
realize that a lot, but yeah, it is. There's so many like different influences, like again, like metal
Yeah.
influences,
I don't know.
hardcore.
It might be just be where we live, but I think that people nowadays know more about punk than they used to.
Yeah,
Like it's not all Mohawks, you know.
yeah. It's funny to think about punk in terms of like the Ramones, because like punk is like kind of seen as like a tough genre, but like when I listen to Ramones, it's like some of it's like the most bubblegum pop stuff I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, it really is. That's all they're trying to
Yeah,
do. They like the Beach Boys. They want to just do that.
yeah.
And like this does have some pop. I would have loved to see more pop. You know what I think? I love to see where
Hmm.
this is going.
Me
Mostly.
too. I'm hoping to see more riffs.
Yeah, agreed.
Uh,
Those were there's some really nice, fun, metally, like
mhm.
hard rock riffs in here. It's great.
Motorhead esque.
It's great. You want to move on to our next record?
Let's do it.
Listeners, we'll do a quick recap. We're doing episode 9. I'm going to switch out this. We were talking about this Easers record, and now we are going to go to the second record of this episode, which is a doozy.
It
Right?
is a doozy. Bingo.
Bingo.
It's a
If you have doozy on your bingo card, go ahead and check that off. I think your bingo card counts for whenever we're doing. If you're
Yeah.
listening to it, even on a pre-recorded show, you can mark your
Mhm.
bingo card for that one.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
This was a doozy.
This is a doozy. This is by a band Earth Radio. It's called Reanimate. And
I'm gonna pull it up real big. I'm gonna pull up real big in front of myself. And
let's
mute
talk
my
about this
mic real quick.
album art. The album art is like really sick.
It is so good.
Yeah, I love it. I want to see more work from this artist. It's really cool. It's really eye catching. It's beautiful.
I'm gonna puff a little bit before this because I feel like they might appreciate that, but I don't
Mhm.
want to do it on camera. Oh.
So let's talk about the band. Let's talk about the band members because that's something that we really kind of dropped the ball on.
That's unfortunate that we have been doing that.
Yeah.
And listener,
We're willing to admit
what Dan
mistakes.
means is that we totally neglected to even name the band members that were
Yeah.
involved in this.
So let's talk about Earth Radio.
Yeah.
Um.
You know what? I have let me just pull up the credits right here.
There it is.
Okay.
Oh, it's so funny. Okay, so this is actually really,
How's
really
that?
relevant to the episode, is because you mentioned the shockingly like close relationship to Erica Badu
Uh-huh.
to this music, and I'm just now reading their Facebook info, and it says this, and it has a little sentence about like the soulful vocals reminiscent of Erica Badu.
Yeah. You know, I don't get sick of being right about stuff. It hasn't happened yet. You know? So I really appreciate you confirming what I already know on this.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah, thank you. So let's read this down. We got Hannah Lane, vocals, Wurlitzer, producers, Dutchin Snedeker, piano, Rhodes, synth, Farfisa, organ, Travis Swanson on guitar, Justin Abdek on bass vocals, producers, Madison George on drums, and we have some guests: Jordan Hamilton and Jeffrey Niemeyer on violin and cello on MLMB, Scott Pellegrim on drums, percussion, Wrong Tree at and Analytical Loops. All songs were written by Earth Radio. This is an important distinction, I think. And we talked about in the episode, we were really critical of the songwriting.
We were.
That is our biggest takeaway. And viewers, I want you to be clear that that is the biggest negative of this song, of this album, is the poor songwriting. And I don't say that like as a slight. It's just like it's.
Yeah, this ties into my comment of the listenability. Yeah. It's in Grand Rapids somewhere. I don't know. It's just run by some old dudes who have like a lot of money and have like vintage gear. It's amazing. Yeah, let it be known that like we do acknowledge that like the recording is incredible. The musicianship is really tight. Me either. Another Jupiter Jones candidate.
Hey, everybody. It became apparent to me that we lost my vocal. If that ever happens, just let me know in the chat, too. Thank you, Cassie, for pointing that out. Can you still hear me, Dan?
I can still hear you.
Yeah, so we apparently lost my vocal for some time. I think Cassie's been monitoring the whole time and let me know. So sorry about that, everybody. Mastering Ian Gorman at La Luna Recording and Sound. I don't know that one. Artwork by Sky Black.
Sky Black. I'm going to have to check out Sky Black because that artwork is sick.
Very cool. Do you think that's the singer? Are we back, Cassie?
I don't think so. I think it's just someone.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, it was just hard to tell that it was not me because Cassie said it's hard to tell that you are talking here because of this.
There's the delay, too.
Yeah.
Which just makes it difficult.
Yep. Hey, that's live, baby. That's showbiz, baby.
That's showbiz, baby.
Okay, so we're back on the broadcaster now, and that should be live to everybody in a couple seconds. So you mentioned this because we had a hard time kind of coming to terms with the fact, we didn't mention, we're harping on like the creators of this thing without even saying their names. That's unfair.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
For the record, that's who made it.
So, and thank you to Dutcher for submitting the album.
Yeah.
Like, we really, again, like it does take some, if you know the podcast, it does take some amount of vulnerability to like entrust us with your records. So every submission is really appreciated.
We got Nicole LeRae, the queen, saying Ian Gorman is the man. Ian Gorman is the man.
Okay, sweet.
Cool. Hey, Nicole, thank you for tuning in.
Thanks, Nick. So Earth Radio, okay, so yeah, we talked about the songwriting. So the big thing about this record is like it was more about showcasing the musicianship versus actually creating like an actual song. And that's like a thing we talk about a lot is like there's a difference between like writing music and writing a song.
Definitely. And I think that they would probably agree with that.
Yeah.
So one thing that I brought up last episode was that we need to do a better job of accepting a band on their own terms. And I wonder if we failed to do that with this band a little bit.
Yeah, I think, it's like a jam band, right? They're like a jam band kind of.
I don't know.
Or,
I don't know if anyone like really likes that term, except for people that don't like jam bands, so I don't know. I don't know if they would consider themselves that.
I guess as a person who doesn't like jam bands and who doesn't like is not drawn to jam bands, I would associate Earth Radio within the jam band like realm, at least. Jam band canon, if you will. Because I think they probably do jam a lot on stage. They probably have a lot of times where they're running through the song and then like, all right, Rhodes solo. Okay, here's the bass solo. Here's a little, whatever. Scat solo maybe.
We are starting to notice when like because we're in a band, we know that like this part here would probably be longer and they'd have a little interlude, they do a little thing, and then they come back and they would just go back to the verse and then go to the chorus. But like I don't know if we don't like it when it's outlined like this, when it's so obvious,
Yeah.
But partially why people join jam bands is because they don't have good songwriting skills.
Yeah, they can play their instrument and that's it.
Like if you could write good songs, good pop songs, why would you make music like this? Outside of it's just something you're doing,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I bet they all do other things. I actually the singer I've seen the singer play a couple times, but just doing covers with some rock combo like at a dinner joint that it was like just fucking horrible, but like I didn't let that color my impression of this,
Right.
because I knew
And
that was a different thing. Like
yeah,
playing for people who are eating pizza is not like you're not going to have a good show.
I also now want to call an album music for people to eat pizza to. Okay,
It would
but
sell.
and also know that I believe in Julio. We're kind of a jam band at times. Too.
Absolutely. We
jam
we even
hard.
would say that we do jam.
Yeah.
We will be like, okay, there are some parts where like I just won't go into the verse, and you know that, and whoever's playing drums with me knows that,
Yeah.
and everyone has gotten that be like, yep, that's kind of how it is.
Yeah, but that's not part of the song. It's not predictable in the
Yeah.
recording of the song. It's not built in.
Yeah, but I do want to say that I think that we were a little bit harsh on this record.
I think so too, and I think I want to bring it back to like the keyboard sounds. I think we both really connected with like the synthesizer and like sound design of the record is really, really cool.
It's great. It's great. I think the whole process here is really, really interesting. I do think that we were a little bit unfair to it, but I listened to it this morning, and I went to their Spotify and checked out their top tracks. And I think one of the issues that I had was like I really don't like Hannah's vocals all that much. I don't like her delivery and a lot of the lyrics and just how it's recorded. So I had a hard time giving that a good review based on too many criteria not liking. But their top track on this record is one that both of them are not primarily her vocals. They're a different vocalist.
Okay.
But I'm curious who does those vocals. We had that up for a second.
Yeah, it shows in the liner notes, which I really appreciate. Like that, the songwriting is a shared thing within the band, which is really impressive.
Right. So I went into this episode like trying to point finger blame on somebody for poor songwriting, but it's shared.
Yeah,
it's shared. So maybe sometimes what if it's just like too many chefs in the kitchen? This
Could be too many cooks.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that at all, right?
We didn't. That's a really good point.
Evan Woot says Justin Avdek. I'm not sure. Oh, is that the other vocalist on it?
It must be.
Evan Woot submitted. He's got a single we're gonna do. You're on deck too, buddy.
Yeah. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
Better up.
We're on the internet, buddy.
We out here.
We're out here all the time. That must be the vocalist. Interesting vocals on there, actually.
Yeah.
And I actually like that stuff better.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree that the top tracks on Spotify, etc., are the ones that I like too.
For sure. I think, and like, I don't think I talked about how much I really did enjoy like the musicianship. Like it's like I said, it was good, but like it is like a lot of stuff they're playing is just like really cool to listen to. It sounds really good. They're writing catchy stuff, or catchy licks at least. Maybe not like melodies.
I will say that I liked it listening this morning. This record more than the Easer's record.
Maybe I should have smoked more weed to listen to it. We kind of been talking about that, just like getting in the right with the last record we talked about.
I'm not sure these people are weed smokers. I kind of said that facetiously. You know,
yeah.
I don't know.
It's hard to tell.
What do you think, viewers? Does Earth Radio smoke weed?
Yeah, like genuine question.
Yeah. If we had a producer, we could slap it up on as a what's it called? A survey. You can do that. You can put a survey up there real fast.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
If you're just joining us right now, here's a quick recap. Bandscamps episode 9, live recap. This is Bandscamps. We do live episodes every Tuesday. We're talking about, I'm pointing that way for Earth Radio. Earth Radio. This record is called Reanimate. And this is Dan Fisher.
Hey.
My buddy Dan. I'm Julio Gomez. And we're talking about this. Nicole Ray says, I'd say sure.
Sure, okay.
I don't know why that makes me laugh.
I don't know.
I think I pictured Nicole actually saying that out loud. I love it.
Yeah, just like sure.
At least one member has to puff. Perfect.
Right.
Perfect. And we're talking about this. This record here it's a really real piece of work. You know, and I think it actually is pretty good. Yeah. But I don't think I like it. I would listen to it, and I had, like I said, I listened to it this morning, and I had some eye roll moments like off the bat, and it was just like a little bit bunch.
Justin says at least in the rhythm section, probably smokes weed.
There you go. That's fair.
Yeah. This is one of the things, like, sometimes I wonder about bands like this where there's like almost like everyone is almost too talented, and like the band knows it, and which we talked about, like knowing that you're good, but where it's like to the point where they want to make sure everyone is showcased.
Yeah.
their talents. And I think like at that point you're taking away from serving the song.
You mentioned that you said every idea
Mhm.
probably that comes to the table
Yeah.
gets probably produced.
Hmm.
This band is going to grow though like fucking crazy though, I think, if they stick with it.
Yeah.
Do you think have you seen any other critical response to this record besides like have you paid attention or tried to seek it out?
I mean, like every like article that I hear or read about them, it's rave reviews. Everyone really
Mhm.
likes them.
Okay.
And I think they're to some extent, like I would love to see this band. I think it would be really cool to see some of the stuff live.
Agreed. Like live, like in like the perfect situation where it's like
Yeah.
they're just free to like just open their mind and do their thing, you know?
Yeah.
Which is what I think like we want every band to do. And I think all we're picking out is times when like you didn't let it flow through you almost, you know? You kinda,
Right. You didn't let
some stuff got in the way. Of
you didn't let the hate flow through you.
Yep. Yep. But we do here at Bandscamps.
Yeah, we are. We're
This
part of
is-
the empire.
This is challenging, everybody.
Yeah.
I
It is hard.
want you guys to all appreciate how challenging it is to actually do this honestly in a way that's entertaining for you.
Here's another bingo square. We
What's
are
up?
trying to be sensitive with
Ooh, we
not just also with just not just our senses.
you got
but-
you got to play it slowly in both of them. Yeah.
Yeah, not with just our senses, but we're also trying to be sensitive to feelings. Because it's hard.
We got to use our senses and also
Yeah,
be
we gotta-
sensitive to your feelings.
Exactly.
Are we there? Are we
And-
doing that? I don't know. Sometimes
I don't know.
better than others.
Maybe that balance lives in the unscampy valley.
Ooh.
If you missed our talk last week, we introduced a new concept that we have.
Oh yeah,
Well-
I'll just pull it up.
Yeah, pull it up. This is real math here, real research that we did.
Yeah, we only probably broadcast this to a few people. So let me
Yeah,
on Scampy Valley.
unscampy valley. This is, for this one's for the scholars out there, for the math nerds and the graph geeks.
I'm gonna put it on a new scene because I think we need to.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is the Unscampy Valley.
Let's talk about the unscampy valley.
Give me like 5 seconds to pull it up. You're on a little
Sure.
bit of a delay.
There is
This is
just
a really
regular
a really good graphic. You guys are gonna like
Yeah.
this. And with what we do sometimes, there is a bit of a like graph that you can point out how much we like something and how much we're interested in talking about it and how long our
Mhm.
episode will be.
Exactly. So on the x-axis, which I believe is the horizontal axis, it's how much we like the music.
Mhm.
And on the y-axis, which is the vertical one, is how long we talk.
Yep.
And if you see on the x-axis, if we don't like it a lot, we're going to talk about it at length.
A long time. Yeah. So we have sorry, viewers. I'm the producer and the host
Data
here.
specialist.
So it's a little bit hard to get it all going. Let me.
Yeah.
I think we need to slap our Bandscamps logo on there too, just so no one.
Yeah,
gets
this is TM, Unscampy Valley TM.
Mm-hmm. Hey, viewers, do you like what we're doing and want to get involved? We need a producer. So if you
Please.
like tech stuff or whatever, we need someone to kind of do this stuff for me, so I can just host and not be distracted. Because I'm not really thinking about what I'm saying right now. I'm just kind of trying to.
Let's
Yeah.
go to the chat here while Julio
Okay,
pulls this up.
Let's do it.
Let's see. Andrew
we're good.
says, in terms of weed smoking, I heard they really don't make it a thing as a band or as individuals. Let's see here. Scott Dixon says, it's all about dynamics. The instrumentation is more valuable when there are streamlined and hooked in oriented passages to complement.
I think you're right. I
would agree.
I think that not only are the sounds that you're making when you make music important, it's also the space between them. And like often it's just like it's such a stupid joke, like the notes you're not playing, you know, but it
Mhm.
really fucking is. It's so
It makes-
funny.
Yeah, and that applies also to like comic books too.
Mhm.
It's like it's almost the white space between each panel is just as important as like what's in the panels, because there's so much stuff that happens between that lives in the white space, and it's a really cool cognitive thing that we
Right.
do.
So where did Easers line up in here? We have how long did we talk? I got a whiteboard going out. I can mark it up. I think Easers, we didn't really talk all that much about it.
Yeah, I would say they're probably
I got a
not
blue circle, and I'm kind of drawing it where I think. Let me know in the chat where you think
yeah.
that lines up, because I think we only talked about it a little bit, but we did like it.
We did like it, so I think it's on the uphill.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna
From
pop
the
up. That's gonna
Unscampy
pop up. That's
Valley.
gonna pop up for you pretty soon here, and you're gonna see right
I
through
would,
that.
yep, I would totally agree with that.
Awesome. So that's where Easers goes.
Yeah.
And
But where
Yeah. Go
where
ahead.
does Earth Radio live?
Oh, I was gonna be like E for Easers, EA for Easers. No, you have to type the whole thing. Ease. I think Earth Radio was like on the exact opposite side of it.
I would say so too. Maybe a little higher up.
Okay, here's where I drew it, and I'm gonna put what I think, and you're saying higher, probably maybe there.
A little higher. Let's see here. I gotta wait for the delay here.
I know,
to see.
isn't that a pain?
It is a pain.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? No, I would agree. That's a good spot.
Where I put
it's like
it?
a little. Yeah, it's a little higher than Easers.
Okay,
Yeah,
let me cross yours out.
that's good.
So you can see here as we go down the Enscappy Valley, we hate it. We're gonna talk about it a lot. The more we start liking it, the less we talk about it. But there's a turning point where we goes up here, and if we love it, we're probably gonna go up, And that's something that I want to see pretty much every record at. But I'll talk about it at any length. How do we relate this to? How is it like the Unscampy Valley? You said something was like, and I totally lost why we brought this up.
Why did we bring this up? I can't even remember. It's all freeform, guys. This is just jazz. What we're doing here.
Basically jazz. But
It's basically jazz.
We talked about something, how it's like, ooh, maybe that's like the something valley. Oh, fuck
Yeah.
it. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Let's just reset and go back to where we were.
Yeah, I guess. But if you like more data, be sure to screenshot that the Unscampy Valley graph here, and maybe you every episode you mark where you think the albums lie in the graph, and then email us a screenshot of that, because I'm curious to know.
Yeah, we'll make a better one than that one probably eventually.
Yeah, I mean that one's pretty much perfect, but I don't. but it could be. But I'm sure we could find some improvements for sure.
So, I did, like I said, I listened to this again, and I don't know. Oh, here we go. We got a good question. Is jazz a jam band? It's like jazz music. I think jazz, like, is like in the same realm of philosophy as jam band is. But I think that it's a weird retcon of what they were doing. You know what I mean? Whereas like jam band, if that existed back then, yes, they would have been called jam bands. But they're not, because that was just band music, and it was just the direction that like jazz, etc., was going.
Yeah.
I think that like one thing that we try to get across is that pretty much since like marching band music has music been hard to classify. Journalists and critics alike have always tried their best to put a name to a genre, and every time they do, they're met with resistance from people who actually like that genre.
Right.
A recent phenomenon of this is dubstep, in which dubstep as a genre has been around for quite a while, and it basically is an offshoot of the offshoots of drum and bass that went to like UK garage and dubstep and grime. And then you have this other music where if you listen to some of the early like dubstep records, they don't have a lot in common with what we now know as being dubstep. But it was just coined by journalists,
Yeah.
Everything's
I would say, like,
coined by journalists. Generations, drug slang,
I think like emo is another great example of that. It's like emo now is very different from what emo was in the 90s.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Who made up the term emo? It was probably like
I think it was just a publication. They just said like it's emotional music, and it just kind of like it took a life of its own.
Punk magazine. There wasn't a music called punk until there was a magazine called Punk Magazine that made a magazine about Lou Reed and Iggy Pop.
Yeah.
Boom. Lou Reed,
Boom.
Iggy Pop, and then like television. Oh, that was in the magazine. Oh, the Ramones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe this is all punk music. They didn't even like the genre.
Right.
Punks was like to them like a name for like rough trade, you know, and they didn't like that. They didn't like that. They want to be associated with that because of their own whatevers. But like they didn't like that shit. They're like,
Yeah.
a punk, you know.
Back to jazz though, real quick. I think the one difference between like jazz and like jam bands is I think the concept of improvisation is a little more complex in jazz. I think because there's just a little more like theory involved with involving modes and certain things like that.
I got to reset real quick. My live stream is displaying to me that we might have disconnected. So let me just double check.
Let's see here. As of right now, I see. Okay, we're fine, but
it might. I just gotta check because it's being like it's saying we've only been live streaming for a few minutes now, and I gotta see if that's actually it's in an hour and a few minutes, or is it just a few minutes and is it just playing stupid?
Right. Okay, we're still here. It says in the chat.
Okay, cool.
So
I'm gonna turn my chat off. Be sure to monitor the
Boots.
chat for me. I'm gonna thank you. You're on deck, buddy.
Hey,
You get one. You get 1 point for that, and that's it.
1 star.
1 star. We haven't listened yet. We will.
We will. I'm excited.
I'm excited. I'm glad that you contacted us. Especially, it's been really cool getting to know more people that we don't know from our own scene. You know,
Exactly.
We are very opinionated. We're loud, and we have a presence, but that doesn't mean we don't want to get to know more people.
Exactly.
And we're like we like to learn more about music. I'm a lot more open minded about music than I think Dan is personally.
I probably.
Okay.
Maybe,
so
or
I
maybe
like,
maybe we're just more open minded about different genres.
you might be.
You know,
right.
yeah, because I think like I connected more with like low orders like synthesizer record, and I don't mind like instrumental like post rock, and I think you really are like not
Very
really into that.
I like it. I have one
Yeah.
of my favorite bands is that kind of music. A couple of them. I mean, Joan of Arc and Roadside Monument are in that vein. Tortoise I like a lot. So maybe I'm just like really critical of it because I know what the greats sound like.
Yeah, that's like me and emo. I think.
Totally. You know, we're never gonna like have the same opinion, which I love. You know,
that would be boring if it was. Okay, so Earth Radio. What else about Earth Radio?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have a hard time like really digesting what more to say that I didn't say because I feel like we had a really good episode that like really got to the point and we talked about it and it was like right. It was like not in the valley. It was kind of outside the valley, which is where kind of where we want things to be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we gave a pretty even-handed review.
Yeah. I would say the album is still absolutely listen to the record. Like
Yeah. I think sonically this thing is incredible.
I would love for this producer
impressive.
to do one of our songs. Like,
Well,
did such
there
a
was
nice
there was
job.
so it's so hard to tell who is the producer in this scenario.
Yeah.
You know.
Maybe it's just a collaborative thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, here's a question that we kind of brought up
Sure.
from taping yesterday.
Yeah, what
But
you got?
would these bands like each other?
Ooh, I love this question.
I am gonna say.
Let's start. Hold on.
Okay.
Let's open this up to chat. Chat.
Okay.
If you're watching right now, we're gonna give you a moment. Would Easers like Earth Radio?
While
Here,
we wait for
maybe-
the chat real quick, I'm gonna use a little scamps room.
Okay, cool. Yeah, here. So I'm gonna mess around with the chat. Dan's gonna go to the bathroom. Would Easers like Earth Radio? And I see, Evan, I'm sorry that I didn't really answer your question about jazz being jam. I can talk about that too. So what I was saying is that, listeners, if you're just joining us, we're doing episode 9 live recap. Dan's in the bathroom. Jazz is jam band music, kind of. But jazz has already gone through so many permutations and historically and through culture and like, I mean, it's in the past. There are still things that are developing jazz, but jam bands is an evolving and emerging trope like since like, you know, the 80s or 70s even. And you can hear these bands that are kind of proto-jam bands that are making music that is designed for this kind of thing. And I think that if jazz was developed after jam band music is, you would call it like, yeah, that's jam music, and they just use brass or whatever. Oh, Scott wants to say, would they like the music or each other personally? Music. Yeah, would they like the music or the yeah. So I'm gonna leave that open. Let's see if Dan comes back. Let's see. Dan. Let's all just start chanting Dan. Maybe I can have a different show going. Should I have a costume change? Shit. I wish I had like something to wear for him to scare him. Or should I pop up or something? Let's see. I want to see. Come on, chat. Let me know. Give me your answer. Would they like each other's music? I think I know what I'm gonna say. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think that Easers would like Earth Radio. Now, would Earth Radio like Easers music? I really wonder about that too. Let me see if my internet's still going here. Did I close this? Oh yeah, I did. All right. Viewers, if you're still watching, I want to encourage you to go check out this episode. Check out both these records. Here he comes. Dan. Oh, I've been chanting your name for 5 minutes straight.
Sick, dude.
Mm-hmm.
What Earth Radio like?
Easers.
Evan
music.
says yes, and Cassie says no. Scott says no.
Would Earth Radio like Easers music? Yeah. Cassie says, I think so. They might. Dan says no. All right. That's interesting, right?
Yeah, I want to say, I think some members of Earth Radio would like Easers.
It seems like a big group.
Yeah.
And that's commendable, too, to have a group that big.
It's so hard to have large groups. I've been in bands with tons of people, and it is a pain.
What's the biggest amount of people you've had in a band?
6.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Wonder Caverns?
Wonder Caverns.
So is you, who was in that band? You, John, Susie.
Dustin,
Okay.
Andy,
Uh-huh.
and Mike.
Okay.
Mike Knorr.
Holy moly. Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Wow. Okay. I think 4. You know what? Wildfire grew to 5 members at one point.
Yeah, that got crazy.
Yeah.
That wasn't
It was, and honestly, like I liked pretty much everyone in that band, so it was like
Yeah.
it was hard to be like, well, I like all these guys. I don't wanna
Yeah.
necessarily not play with them, but I don't know if we need 5
Right.
people.
Yeah.
That was a thing, man. Everyone wants to add an extra keyboard player in there. You're like, how about keys?
It's like, how about no?
Is this
God.
rock music? Is this
Earth
rock
Radio?
Yeah, is Earth Radio a rock band? What kind of music is it? You know, fusion, jazz fusion.
What
Chat,
do they,
chat. What kind of music is
Yeah.
Earth Radio? You
I
know?
think we talked about it in the episode, but what does the
Mhm.
chat think?
Yeah,
Have you even heard Earth Radio?
I hope so. I hope
Mhm.
if they are smart enough, they would have at least been familiar and excited to watch this recap.
We'll see, though. I don't know.
We're busting out our monocles here, so let me get that caption going on here. We got the
Yeah,
Bandscamps. Let's get our monocle emojis.
Woot says prog jazz fusion.
Okay, I think that is
That's an element for
Neo
sure.
Future Soul. Yep.
Yeah.
I think that we touched on that with Hint of Neo Soul. Yep. That came from the podcast. I think the prog element is something that we maybe did not pick up on or did not appreciate. So
Yeah.
Woots, thank you for sharing that. That is okay, it's prog. So maybe the songwriting in prog music is going to suffer from negatives that we're perceiving. You know what I mean? That aren't necessarily actually jam groove soul. Perfect. Thank you, chat, so much. We love you all.
Neo Future Soul from Scott.
For contributing. Yeah. So prog maybe is holding us back from appreciating the prog elements of the songwriting.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not off key.
Mm-mm.
There's some kind of juicy bits in here.
There are a lot of juicy bits,
Totally.
except the snare.
Maybe maybe I'm just worried about being my sensitivity is coming over where I'm I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings by saying I don't like their music when it's obviously they put a lot of effort, money, and time and people like it. You know, I don't like feeling like I'm missing the point.
Right. I don't think that's the case here. I think
No.
I think we just by the nature of the podcast, we talk at length about the music, and I think we really try our hardest and are very genuine about trying to cover as many aspects as we physically and mentally can. But we are human, and we do have limited knowledge, and so that's why these chats are nice, because people who have other knowledge and expertise about stuff can help us
Awesome.
out.
It's really cool. And these are people that are more into this scene than we are. And
Exactly.
like I think we would all assert it's the same scene, and it's all kind of like behind the scenes. I just, that's one of my insecurities.
For sure.
It's just like I don't want to miss the point.
Yeah.
Does that
And
make
I
sense?
think, yeah. And I think with music is so interesting in that way, because and I talk about this a lot, I think, is that like it's art, but it's also like a product.
Yeah.
And you're never forced to like anything.
No. Yeah. It's weird. Like this is even like psychological for me to be like, oh, I have to like, but I think it's actually been healthy in my own like understanding of art and expression.
Yeah.
Chat, do you have any questions for me or Dan? We'll just open it up.
Yeah, let's open it up to the
We've been streaming about an hour and 17 minutes, one of our longer ones for
Nice.
1v1.
I feel like it's
fun.
good though. I mean, I just love talking to you. It's so fun.
Oh, same, man. You're one of my best friends, so this is great. And it's been really cool and good for me to just have someone to talk to. There's only been like 5 people that I've really been like talking with outside of Cassie this whole time, so it's great.
Right. And if you want to talk with us, get on the Patreon and get an invite to the Discord server.
Hell yeah. We're on Patreon. We got an Instagram. We're on we got a new Facebook group. It's called Scamps.
Oh yeah, that's right. Facebook
It's called
group.
Scamps. Called Scamps.
Scamps.
We could even do like sometimes we could do like private live streams to the Scamps just for a second after these sometime. Maybe not this time, but next time we'll be like, okay, then we do like a 20-minute private only stream.
That would be really fun.
We can easily do it. We can just go right to the group.
We could do that. We could play some games together on Zoom. We
Sounds
could do like just have some drinks.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Earth Radio, do you have any last words about this one before we go to questions and general housekeeping?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think
Really
we did
interesting.
due
This is-
diligence on them.
Yeah. This is a really nice sounding record.
It really is. It's up there with like production with like Paul and Types, or like even Brandino. Like
I think that if you're going to like this kind of music and be open and receptive to it, you're really going to enjoy it. If you are resistant to the style and genre, I think you can still enjoy the sonic quality of the production as like really lush and nice.
yeah, and you can absolutely appreciate like the musicianship as well.
Yeah.
Really, really solid talent here.
I think that's all I got for my notes, man. Anything you want to say to leave our viewers with?
Man, just thank you so much, everyone, for supporting us and just spreading the word and listening. Just like everyone just kicking it with us is like, enough. And if you want to support us more, that's cool through Patreon. But like, we just love the interaction and hanging out with y'all.
It's fun. I love hanging out with you, Dan. This has been great.
Yeah.
And maybe next time we're gonna be doing this podcast in person. Maybe the live stream in person. I'm nervous, man. I've been out of society for a year, like literally.
Exactly. It's crazy.
Like, and it sucks that I'm like nervous to even like hang out with you. I'm like, I don't know. Like, we're probably fine.
I know exactly, but it is like, but I'd rather be cautious.
Yeah.
Than.
So if you're in the same camp as me, I put out an article. I put an article this week.
Yeah.
This is
put
great.
out on Local Spins.
Yeah. Can I pull that up? Is that okay with you?
Please.
Okay.
I would love that.
So I put out an article. I wrote something, and John Sinkovic from Local Spins put it out, and I'm really pleased that he decided to share my thoughts. I've been really critical about live indoor shows, and like I know you might not agree with me, but I want to just share that I would put my thoughts down in a way that makes sense for the first time ever as a written piece, offering some alternatives to live shows. And I don't want to argue about whether live shows are safe. And I'm just coming to you from the position that here's my awesome Bing background again. Woo! It's pretty at least.
It's making you.
I don't want to offer you an opportunity to argue with me about like this kind of stuff because I'm not like interested. It's all been people who know more than me have said the same kind of shit. But they're basically are alternatives to doing live outdoor shows. And oh shit, did it do it?
Yeah.
No, but it's jumping around on me.
Okay.
Local Spins put this out. It's called The Musician Soundboard featuring Julio Gomez. And the name of the article is called How to Be in a Band Without Killing Anyone. And I am offering you alternatives in here with a little bit of commentary. Here it is. Yeah, on Local Spins. Some commentary, some advice. There's a picture of me. There's Brandon Jennison.
Shout out to Muscle Plug and Brandon Jennison, one of the nicest dudes ever.
Yeah. I offer you some alternatives to gathering in public because I really don't like seeing this shit. And I think we could be safer and do better until we get this pandemic under control. We're virtual, man. I'm over at my house. You're over at your house. And I want to just shout out, John, you can find that at localspins.com, an article I wrote for the first time. I'm kind of proud of it. I don't know.
You should be proud of it. It's well written. You did a good job.
Thank you. Dan edited it. And I just wanted to give shout out to John for posting that. We had a good dialogue about that. He reached out to me. Which,
I appreciate that, John.
I appreciate being reached out to. I don't think I need to be personally contacted. If I'm choosing to engage publicly, engage me publicly. I don't want to have fucking DM fights about shit. I find that shit fucking immature. If you can't back up your shit, back it up. But I do appreciate him letting me back my stuff up on his platform, which I had no duty to do, but I did. So please just go read it. I guess that's it. I don't know. Dan, what do you got going? I saw you did a little live stream yesterday with Bermuda Teenager.
Yeah, I did just a video. So I've been filming this little content to put on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel for Bermuda Teenager. So I'm finding that just really engaging in all medias and social medias in general is just in really getting me at least some traction outside of West Michigan.
Awesome.
And so check out my YouTube channel. It just has some jams. I'm going to be doing videos every Friday. They're just little ambient sketches with all the fun gear that I've acquired over quarantine.
That's great.
And I'm just always making music. After this live stream, I'm going to be working on another song. So
cool.
Maybe releasing it today.
Awesome. Hey, if you want to do a collab, you should broadcast to me your video, and then I'll pump it through the broadcaster and put effects on the video and shit.
Okay, sweet.
And then we can broadcast that to your page. That'd be fun sometime.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
I want to do jam like virtual jams, because it's a good way to go. I can't play drums with you, you know.
Right.
I love these, man. I love your exploration. I love watching it, and virtually
Thanks, man. I appreciate
is the way we got to do it for now until it's safe. Get vaccinated. If you're in Michigan, 16 and up, you're eligible.
That's right. Thank you. Any last words from the chat before we go?
I don't think so. They're all kind of.
I think
they're
all gone.
So,
They're
there. They're all just being quiet. So, thank you so much. This has been episode 9 live recap for Bandscamps. I leave you now.
And we'll see you on Tuesday with a new episode.
I'm going to leave you with our final review of the Unscampy Valley here.
Yes. Again, don't forget to screenshot this and save it.
Yep.
Make your own at home.
Yep. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna get rid of our video, and I'm gonna mute us, and I'm gonna leave up this Unscampy Valley caption. Perfect. Have a great day, Dan. Nice talking to you.
You too.